Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental relationship reading for the element of air. These are general readings, so take what works for you. You can leave the rest behind for someone else. The way I like to read for relationships in this instance is I look at the energy for the singles first, then we look at the energies for those in relationships, and we start with a chakra energy, seeing where that particular chakra is lighting up and what kind of message that chakra has for the upcoming time period of usually about a month, and then we'll look at some tarot that gives us a little more clarity on that situation. If you've never had your charts read, there's a link in the description. It's not an affiliate or anything like that. For a natal chart, it's a really good tool if you've never had it done or you want to get a different perspective. You can check that out. And any cards I'm using are linked in the description down below as well. So we're going to start off with air singles. And we'll give the intuitive click first, and then we'll go through the book, because the chakras, there's a lot of information with this one. So we have sensitivity, number 14, for our air singles going forward in January. And before I go any further, air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So we are looking at sensitivity. I'm getting the impression this is the sacral chakra, but the other energy that's coming forward is find ways to be gentle with yourself. Tap into that inner child energy. Really start to look at things from a deeper perspective. And when it says sensitivity, it doesn't mean become sensitive. It means tap into your more subtle senses is what I'm getting. And with the energy of the blues, especially with like the flower kind of patterns, geometric flowers around the edges, what I'm also hearing is it's a structural thing for you, like getting back into that intuitive, those subtle nuances of words, a phrase, of a vibe, of a person. Getting yourself more sensitive to that and being more open to it is definitely going to work well for our air singles in the upcoming month. So let's take a peek at what our book says. This right here, there's actually a little very light crocodile there, and that's the animal spirit that goes along with this, and it is your second chakra, your sacral chakra. This aquatic beast of the water known as Makara is linked with sexual vitality and volatility, slippery nature of sensuality. He carries on his back the seed sound of vang or vong that, when gently hummed, increases circulation of bodily fluids and tempts the kundalini to rise. So it's going to be a little bit more intimate is what I'm hearing for our air family, for the singles anyway. Keywords: focusing on sentiments, sensuality, learning from others, balancing the nectar of love and difficult relations, overreaction to emotions. Really, this is a two-edged sword, because it's saying that going forward for water singles, this could be a very amorous month for you. There could be a lot of possible connections, but what they're saying really clearly with this is don't be deceived by the past something from the past looking cleaner than it was, or something coming from the past coming forward being like, ooh, look at us. That's that sentimentality that's not going to benefit you. So be judicial in how you go about the things this month. It's really not about just free love and hippies back in the 70s, which that was a totally weird era anyway, but that's not what they're recommending. They're actually saying pay attention to how things are showing up for you. If you're noticing a pattern in your connections, instead of looking for a relationship, it just keeps being a fling, maybe there's something that needs to be looked at from the past. When we look into the sacral, this is kind of our first connection to the outside world. And with that kind of energy, it's like, what are you bringing from the past forward? What lesson are you trying to work through here? Because it's definitely going to affect relationships going forward, so it would be a good call to be judicial about what connections you make, but also start to look into why this specific type of situation keeps popping up. Your first tarot is the King of Winter, knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. Get advice from some professionals Get advice from someone professional and objective. Public speaking, unemotional relationships. This is kind of a call out in that same thing, because you want someone to help you out that is objective, that has no horse in the race. So you wouldn't want to go to like your bestie and ask them unless they can truly be objective, and some of them can be pretty black and white about things. But definitely look, if you're having some issues trying to figure out where this relationship situation, why you're still single, is coming from, or how it's working out, it's definitely advisable to find someone who can be objective. Could be a counselor, could be like a church leader, it could be a family friend who tends to be really neutral in things, because it's not good to be unemotional when you're through relationships. Emotions and intimacy tie so heavily into a relationship, kind of the basis of it, that you want to make sure that you're in a clean spot before you can make that connection. So air singles, your second card is the Prince of Spring. Charming, self-confident, passionate, and restless. Immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, and a passionate relationship. This is what is being offered to you if you do the work from the King of Winter. There's some things that need to be dealt with, but doing that is going to bring in this immediate action. But there's a challenge you can successfully manage. The challenge is this character right here, because there's some things that need to be acknowledged, some things that need to be maybe fleshed out a little bit to figure out where that part is and why this pattern keeps happening. But once that happens, the reward is going to be a very powerful connection. And air, my guides are being a little bit funny right now. You are quite the charming person. You can literally just charm the socks off of a flea. You have got this ability to draw people in. Turn that to a positive, where you're drawing the right people in, where you can start to build that bond and intimacy is what I'm hearing. You're confident, you've got all that kind of stuff. This is saying that you also have quite a bit of passion with you. But the Prince of Spring is about movement. It's about forward progress, dealing with situations that need to be dealt with, but moving forward. So air couple or air singles, this is a little bit of a heavy reading for you, because it's a little bit of a call out, but it's saying if you can work on this, the result is going to be absolutely amazing. This is first. So as you go through this next month or so, instead of being more frivolous with how things connect, take the time to actually examine what's going on. You want something deeper, then fix what needs to be fixed, or acknowledge what needs to be acknowledged. That way that deeper intimacy actually has a home. Because if there's something going on that's not kosher, it's actually going to harm or slow down any forward momentum you want to make with a relationship. So definitely it's doing some inner work, do some checking in, figure out what's going on. And like the card says, if you're not able to see it outright, because sometimes we can't see things because we're too close to the situation, that's where that neutral third party can maybe give you a little bit more clarity on what's going on. And don't be afraid to ask. Make sure it's someone you trust, but don't be afraid to ask for that kind of help. So with that, we'll hop over to our air couples. So this could be for you as the air sign, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it could be for your partner who's the air sign. There's air in this relationship. So you air couples are in number 44, Bliss. We're heading up into those top two chakras. It's either third eye or crown with this. But this is saying that you have moved into a state where being in that other person's presence is so beautiful, is so comforting, that you leave work, just cannot wait until you get home to be with this person. This energy is saying that it's not, when two become one, as I talk about in the biblical perspectives, and also in some of the hand fasting, heart binding rituals, it's two becoming one. You're still individuals, but you are so much more together. That's that bliss state where you can conquer anything that comes up against you, because you are with your person. So air couples, this is a really good start to your reading. And we are in the crown chakra with this energy. My computer's being weird, just a second there. We have the element is actually beyond elements. This is the 4 into 1. This is the ether. This is the cosmic energy, so we're talking very, very high vibe energy here. It is not given to us to know everything or the source of everything. We know far more about the elements of the cosmos than we know of our past, but who can say what occurs or exists behind one of the great black holes or outer space or even beyond them? Likewise, who can know what causes a few great souls to be born with a sense of eternal bliss, or what opens the door for some to develop such a sense more easily than others? It is not only through divine grace and the opening of the 1,000 petals of our 7th chakra that we can experience that which is beyond knowing. The 1,000 petaled lotus that sits at our crown chakra, each lesson, each new experience of spiritual enlightenment and growth opens another petal. So this is a very big thing with having this in association with relationships. There's a lot of potency going on here. So, keywords: bliss, enjoyment, successful arrival at destinations, feeling high on life, connecting with your crown, tuning into the cosmic nature of love. Air, you and your partner in this relationship, this air relationship, are very much tapped in, tuned in, turned on by a spiritual sense. You may have met at church, you may have met at a coven meeting, you may have met at a spiritual retreat. Spirituality is a very huge aspect of your relationship. That being said, it's not just about the spiritual. It's that miracle, whether it's a conscious one or not. Every time you see that person, you fall deeper in love. Every time you do something for them, you cook dinner, they bring home flowers, one cleans the house, the other does the laundry, whatever it is, each time one of those things happen, you are bonding at a much deeper level. And I'm hearing very clearly right now, before we even pull the tarot, this is such a beautiful experience. Don't let this go. So we'll take a peek at our tarot here. We have the 10 of Autumn. Take steps to ensure financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, and honoring family traditions. You're already in the mix with your partner, and everything is looking really positive right now. Even if there's some struggles, the two of you together can conquer anything. This card is saying, set yourself up for success in the future. Everything's going great in this moment. There may be, who knows what the future holds, really. But there could be some things coming up later. We don't know what's going to happen in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. So set yourself up for success now. That's where you start getting into some of that financial planning type stuff. You're setting up wills and things like that, just so that everything is covered. You're not, it's all going to fall apart. It's preparing for the future. What happens when you retire? Do you want to retire so the two of you can go do all the fun things and play with the grandkids and all of that? Or do you want to keep working like some of us are looking at until the end of your days? The 10 of Autumn is saying what you have with your chakra and your crown. This number 10 with the Autumn is saying plan so that the things going forward stay in this higher vibration and stay in this more elated, positive state. The Queen of Spring is brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly, believing in yourself, wonderful people who want to help you, maintaining a balance between work and home. Air, what I'm hearing is you've got this. You have this ability to walk the balance. You have the work and home thing figured out. That's why you and your partner are in such a good place. If your partner's working, they have the same thing. You guys are in sync. And that is building this part, the brilliant, the loyal, the talented, and the friendly. And they're saying because of how you guys respond to things in this moment, others are noticing it. It's almost like you do it so easily that there couldn't possibly be any challenges in that relationship. Even if there are, you know how to handle them. Air couples, this month is really about connecting deeper with each other. I mean, you're in it deep anyway, but planning ahead so that vibe, this energy you got built up right now, can be projected into the future. That's where the 10 of Autumn, and it's planning for the future financially. But you also have the Queen of Spring saying believe in yourself, believe in what you guys can accomplish, and believe in the strength of your relationship. Air couples, this is looking like an amazing month for you. Keep going with all the good juju that you can get. And air singles, this is what's possible. So work on getting the things fixed within, and even if it's only one thing, just trying to figure out that one habit that maybe needs to be tweaked a little bit. Deal with what needs to be dealt with, because what I'm seeing for air couples is going to be the air singles' future if they overcome that King of Winter energy. So, with that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your month, and I will see you in the next video.